Hello everybody, and welcome to the inaugural video for CommonSenseShopworks. It is my hope that by doing these videos that I will help other people that are not necessarily wealthy or have ungodly sponsorships or all these methods and tools and this great big opening shop to begin their career as a woodworker. Like probably many of you, I don't have all the money in the world, I don't have all the tools, and I certainly don't have a giant shop. In fact, I have not even a full one-car garage. I have 3/4 of a one-car garage. So in my endeavor to try and make this process work, I'm hoping that I can share some things with you, and so that you can see what this journey is going to be. I'll give you just a brief tour of what I have and what I hope to improve in our journey together. So as you see, this is my shop. And so you can see that it's actually not even a one-car garage. Part of the back of my area for my shop is taken by a utility closet where we store all our holiday ornaments and knickknacks and such. So just to give you an idea of what I'm working with, this is my wife's garage where she parks and allows me to keep some things, but under the understanding that I'm going to be finding a home for all that stuff. Now, if you're wondering what prompted me to start this page, this channel, is that I recently became retired. It reminds me of that old joke where the child kept calling his grandparent retired, not to give any bad feelings or anything like that, but I'm here in the South and everybody has a accent, and so it just reminded me of that. But I wanted something to do with my time, and I started thinking, you know, if I'm having these struggles in my endeavor to do something that I want to do, that maybe other people are, and I can pass on my thinking and maybe help you or help someone a little bit. If by chance you guys have other ideas, this is a channel for sharing. I'm open to learning, and so rather than giving negative or snarky comments, please just share your wisdom with us so we can all learn together. One of the biggest things I found that I have a problem with is the cost of materials. And so I had to be creative and still have to be creative in where I'm going to source things from. That's not to say I can't ever buy a piece of lumber or a sheet of plywood from the big box store or lumber store. It's just that I don't have unlimited funds to do that. So one of the places that I've discovered that I'm able to source materials from is our local dump. Every time it seems like when I go and take trash off to the dump, someone has deposited something made of wood that's still in really good shape. It's just junk to them. And that's the old adage, one man's trash is another man's treasure. There goes my memory. So one man's trash is another man's treasure. And to that end, I recently picked up 2 things from the dump that I thought would help me out. So one of the things I found was this cabinet. This cabinet was just sitting there and it wasn't weather rotten, and so I thought I can do something with that. And another thing was an old dresser. It had actual wooden drawers, not plywood, not MDF, not particle board, but real wood. And I thought, you know, I can do something with that. And I have kept the sides and the tops and the drawers, and so that you can see, here's the top. You can see that it's actually wood panels. And then there is the sides. Trust me, it's the same kind of thing as the top. And it's all good shape. I might have to do some sanding or cutting or trimming or things like that, but that's kind of expected when you're recycling other materials to be used for your projects. Now, understand something, that in order to receive something, there's a trade-off. So you save money by getting recycled products from the dump and from other people giving them to you and finding them alongside the road. But what happens is that those materials are not necessarily already square. They're not plumb. They might have crooked cuts. So the time and the money that you would save by buying the materials new and using those new materials to build what is traded off by the time that you have to spend to square up the material, to take measurements that you don't already have so that you can make things fit. As an example, I have spent 2 days already trying to create drawers and square up that cabinet that I showed you, because what looked like it was nice and plumb and even corners and things like that turned out to be offset. Drawers that I got were not square, so where it'd be 13 inches closest to the drawer face, it might be 13 1/4 towards the back of the drawer, or vice versa. So you create something that you think fits, then as you slide it in, it jams up and now you have to adjust. And so it's that sort of thing that's a trade-off for not buying new materials and cutting with a plan in mind and knowing all your cuts and joints are correct from the beginning. So basically, the long and short of that is that you're going to trade off money for the time necessary to fix other people's mistakes. So there you go. And maybe another method that you can use to save money is reusing materials that you didn't think that you ever reuse. For instance, we did have a couple sheets of leftover plywood from a construction project that we had, but we used it for something outside, doing motor work, swapping out the motor in my old pickup truck. And in the process of that, it had oil and transmission fluid and antifreeze, whatever, spilled all over it and stained. And also, when we were finished, I didn't get back out there to pick the materials up as fast as I probably should have, just because I didn't think that there was anything I was going to use it for. I just thought it was trash. And then when I started parting around here trying to come up with things to organize the shop, and realized I didn't have the money to go buy more sheet goods, I looked at those 2 pieces of plywood and went, I wonder if I can fix those or clean them up enough to be usable. And so what I present to you is the method that I used. This is the condition of the plywood that I recovered from the yard. And my thought process was that I would take some bleach and I would soak all of this to kill any mold and mildew and stuff that's on it, and to show that, the process of how that worked. This is what it turned out as. I did the same procedure with this as I was showing you earlier on this. I just completed this before I started this video, so it still hasn't taken effect. And what I used was just a little leftover bowl. I put about 1/4 to 1/2 cup of bleach in there, and then filled it 3/4 of the way with water. That was the mixture I used to soak this material and endeavor to kill all the mold that was on it. So I'll come back and show you what this looks like in probably tomorrow, I want to give it the full day and night to finish acting. In fact, I might even put the rest of that on here, since I'm not really going to be using that for anything else and there's no sense wasting it. Give it a second coat. There will be plenty of projects going forward. I'm hoping that you'll stick with me as this shop gets organized and we grow together. Please like, subscribe if you want to help me out. Bear in mind, I just want to create a channel where we can share ideas and grow and maybe have a little fun. Jokes at my expense are okay too. All right, y'all. Peace.